See, there's a big hole and a little hole?
Yeah.
So this only goes on. You got that the right way?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you squirt me some glue on there?
Like this?
Yep. Let's go put it in. You ready? First off, let me say this has been an absolute blast to build. I'm having a lot of fun. Has it been frustrating parts? Yeah, very frustrating, especially for a first-time builder. But the days go by, we don't get them back. And I really enjoy standing back at the end of the day and seeing what I've accomplished with my own two hands. I grew up with a hammer in my hand, so I got a lot of that. At the end of the day, you could look back and see what I built. Now that I'm in the business world, you don't get that same satisfaction, so it really feels good to look back and see what I've built with my own two hands. So I would say if you're watching this video, you're probably interested in building one. I would definitely do it. It's so cool. All right, time for another update. Pretty exciting update. We got a lot done. Especially exciting because the spar is on his way. So the replacement spar from the one I damaged is coming. So hopefully we'll get this left wing done this weekend. And then also extra special because Em came down and joined me for a minute. So here we go. So here's the baggage door frame, baggage door frame and baggage door. Pretty cool piece, carbon. I'd let you check that out before I put it in. Now the instructions say to trim right here. Luckily it looks like mine's already been trimmed, so that's cool. So we'll go ahead and throw that in. Okay, glue is dry. For all intents and purposes, the baggage compartment is installed. Got a couple things left to finish up. So the baggage compartment consists of the aluminum panels you see and that door. It's made really well. It's trimmed and cut to fit. You have to do a tiny bit of trimming on these panels. This lower corner here needs to be trimmed out for this this brace. Originally it had a cross in here instead of the Y. And the reason they put that Y in is so you could fit bigger baggage in this hole, which is awesome. So yeah, I did a little trimming there on that and a little trimming. I did a little trimming up on that back compartment where you can see those rivets. Excuse me, the back wall of the compartment, so I could get that square with the baggage door. Other than that, it's already pre-drilled, so you'll match drill from the outside in on most of it, and pop rivet. These nice little stainless rivets. Only one you'll have issues with, or I had issues with, is this one's in the way of match drilling, so I had to carefully measure from the inside out, and got that one no problem. So you have to take these in and out quite a few times, or at least a few times. So I recommend, or at least I did, I shouldn't be recommending anything, I'm the amateur here, but it was helpful for me to tape these tubes to keep from scratching the powder coat. I had to take them in and out a few times to trim that, and also you'll need to trim the holes for the cable fair leads. The rudder cables come from the rudder pedals through the cockpit, through the baggage, through these fair leads right here, out, These two fairleads are not installed in the baggage. They come with extended baggage. They're not installed yet because they want you to install those after you've run the cables. So rather than measuring, they want you to install them where the cable likes to be. I put the plastic in first because these snap rings are a pain in the butt to get on. It's easier to put them on without a bunch of stuff in the way, especially crawling in the back here. I will say that this Bogart rotator has sure been handy. You've probably seen in the time-lapse videos how much I rotate it around. It's been really handy to get to different angles, really helpful. So it's pretty straightforward how you put it in. Like I said, it's all cut well. One thing you'll note is that this here is on the inside, where the rest of the baggage is on the inside of the door frame. The rest of the baggage is tucked inside the door frame. Also, a really cool piece here, relief for the fuel line to go through. These white things that you've seen hanging out here are the fuel lines. I put those in first because I wasn't sure if they would clear the baggage. You don't need to put them in first. Everything clears just fine. So I just cut the fuel lines to length, taped them in place just to give me a rough estimate of where they'd route, to see if there were any, make sure there's no conflicts while putting the extended baggage in. And I left the plastic on the outside until I was done, and then I pulled it off right before I glued it just to keep it from damaging it. I don't really know why. You'll never see it. This whole thing's gonna get covered in fabric, but I guess just that's the way I did it. And you probably noticed that the inside's not so shiny, and that's because the protective coating of plastic is still on there. And it's just a way to keep it nice. I just pull it back out of the seams to get the rivets in. And I'll leave it in here till I'm done. It'll probably help with the painting and stuff. And it's sticky, so it sticks right back. In reality, I'm probably gonna end up just putting carpet back in here so that this aluminum is beautiful, but it's gonna scratch and things will slide around. So carpet will help keep things in place a little better. Also, the cargo rings, the most important thing to keep things in place. That's what those brass looking things are up there. It's actually like anodized steel, obviously. We got some more welded in cargo rings up here, or hooks up here and here. Also, these seat belt holes, you're gonna have to match drill this floor with a hole finder for the attachment and also for the seat belt holes. There's another D-ring with the bushing here that'll fit, so I can put some more. You can never have too many cargo attach points, so I'll probably put some more there in the floor. So yeah, that's the cargo installed. Just match drill and Cleco as you go. And then the car, you probably noticed in the video time lapse, I have a lot more time into this door than I do the rest of it. And that's because I'm not experienced at this, so I really needed to take my time. And yeah, when I got all the panels set in place, I go, oh yeah, I'm pretty much done. Well, no, I put the door together on the bench like the instructions say, but I had a hard time getting it to look the way I wanted it once I got the hinge on, and you get the hinge on and then you drill through and attach with these, there's stainless screws and bolts on the inside. Well, I didn't like the way it looked with the reveal, and it was kind of bound. So what I did is I drilled these rivets out, and I was out of washers. They only give you enough washers for these rivets because you obviously can't rivet the back of carbon. It'll just pull right through. And my buddy Terry, who saved the day again, the guy I spoke about before, who builds airplanes for a living, you know, experimental airplanes. He said, why don't you just make your own? So yeah, I made my own backing he gave me some aluminum. I made my own backing and match drilled with the hinge, and it's probably stronger anyway. So, and I got it right where I wanted it by putting the frame on the airplane and moving the door around and the hinge around and clearancing and all that stuff. It was probably more work, and maybe that's the wrong way to do it, but that's the way I did it. Also, another tip he gave me, you're gonna have to drill and rivet in these fasteners. These like quarter turn fasteners here. I just used a regular drill bit on these, and as you can see, they're not very pretty. I'll sand them better and clean them up before paint and fabric's going over this anyway, but I asked him about that, and The key is you use a small drill bit, obviously, and then drill out bigger, and that's what I did. But with carbon, I ended up, he gave me the tip of using a unibit. A unibit is like a step drill, one of these. And so you drill with the small drill just like you would do regularly, and then you slowly drill in with the step drill, and it made really nice, perfect round holes in here. So yeah, hopefully that helps somebody out. Use a unibit instead. So we got that in place, and then drilled the fasteners, and then the last steps are to put these aluminum strips on. And these are just these are the ones Emily helped me glued on. You saw in the beginning there. These are for the fabric. So the fabric's gonna cover everything, right? And this fabric is kind of like what we did when we were kids with model airplanes, where you glue it down and then use an iron to shrink it, and it gets tight. Well, it's a lot of force, and so I guess, I don't know if this is true, but this is what I heard from other folks, and I'm assuming it is. Reputable people said that this just gives more surface area to glue the fabric to, so when you stretch it, it doesn't pull off, and it also leaves a nice transition to the so there's not a lip here for your cargo, or for your door. So yeah, when you put these on, the key is to get them flush, so that they don't. It's going to look good when the fabric gets taut. This isn't done yet. The last thing I need to do is put body filler. You put some lightweight body filler in these seams, here and here, and then sand it nice and smooth so the fabric looks flat. So yeah, I think that's about it for the cargo. You match drill and rivet, and then you glue, and I guess you saw how I clamped and put the stuff in there. And I appreciate the folks online who've built these before and sent pictures and ideas. Still learning a lot, but it looks beautiful. I'm really excited about it. Also, I had a question on my last video, or one of my videos, about the BRS parachute system. I did not opt to get that, and that's a parachute, a rocket-powered parachute that you can, the whole airplane, it's not just for the pilot. You pull a handle, parachute rockets out the top, and floats the airplane down to earth. This airplane flies pretty slow, so anyway, I don't know for sure, but I think that's what these are for. These welded in. If you ever want to add a parachute system, I think this is where the parachute system will sit. And then it's probably tied into the spar, or the spar attach points up here to actually carry the airplane. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that video of the extended baggage going in. Next, we'll get these fuel lines going, attached properly and anti-chafed, and run. All right, see you in the next one. You might want to put some tape on these guys here. Daddy's got an owie on his forehead from smacking into these. What happened here?
We had a bad landing, and my dog bited, and our dog bited the wing.
Annie bit the wing.
Which is my dog. Which
Oh.
is our dog.
Yeah. Dogs like to chase airplanes. Maybe they like airplanes as much as we do.